Hello, my name is Brandon Tompkins with RE/MAX Alliance, and in this video we're going to talk about first-time home buyers. This is an ideal time to move out of the rental market and buy your first home. A couple factors making it such a good time to do that. The first being interest rates are at historic lows. The rate today versus the average mortgage rate over the last 20 years will allow you to borrow $90,000 more, assuming a $1,200 a month payment. So your money's going a lot further right now than historically it's been able to go. So that makes it a good situation for you. Also, if you're a renter, chances are you've already felt your rent going up. And with vacancies so low, you don't really have an option to find another place that where rent's not going up. It's a very tough rental market out there, as you well know. So this is a good time to find a home, borrow money at very low interest rates, create some security for yourself, start building equity, and all the other many advantages that go along with being a homeowner. So as you get started as a first-time home buyer, the number one thing to do is visit with a mortgage loan officer. They will pre-approve you after getting an application and some high-level financial information from you, and they'll kind of let you know what products are out there, what you qualify for in terms of a loan amount, and then I can better work with you finding a home in your price range that you can afford and can ultimately buy. I have many names and numbers of good mortgage loan officers in the area. Feel free to give me a call. I will give you several mortgage loan officers that I respect and have worked with, and you can interview them and decide which one you prefer to work with. Then, like I said, you'll go through a short process with them and then come back and see me. And once you have a pre-qualification from a mortgage loan officer, you and I will sit down at a computer and we will start looking at homes. We'll talk a little bit about what your criteria is, what your wants are, your needs, what part of town you want to be in, and we'll kind of start the search from the computer. This is a very important part as well to the home buying process. We really need to outline what it is you're looking for, because in the first-time home buying market, that being homes priced from $175,000 to say $250,000, those homes are moving very quickly. So we need to be prepared with what it is you're looking for and where, so if we find it, we can move quickly. So once we find a few items out there, we can certainly get in the car and go look at some houses. That's always exciting. Sometimes there's a bit of a reality check for first-time home buyers. They want a view of the mountains and they want a 3-car garage, but they have to keep it in their budget. So there's a little bit of a reality check, but that's, again, something we can work through, figure out what parts of a house you can do without and which items you just have to have. Then after we do that, I can set up a computer program for you where you will be notified of any homes in your criteria that come on the market. You will also be notified if any homes that you're interested in have a price reduction. So this way we really keep a pulse on the market. Again, can't mention it enough. We do need to move quickly if you do find a home that you're interested in. So I can set that up for you. It's all done through email. You'll get an email when activity takes place, either new homes coming on the market, price reductions, and then that way we can be right on top of it. So now I mentioned that we're going to be able to move quickly if we find something we like. I'm also a firm believer that you don't just look at the houses on the market today and try to make one work. If the perfect one's out there and we find it, we'll jump on it. If it's not out there today, again, we'll sit back, we'll be patient, we'll have a system in place to notify us when a home with your criteria comes on the market, and we can take our time if we need to. We're not going to try to buy a house immediately just for the sake of not having patience. You would be surprised at how many houses come on the market each and every week. So we will definitely keep our eye on what's coming on the market. Now, to speak a little bit to the offer and contract process, if we do find a house that you're interested in, I will do some very in-depth research in that area to see what we think that particular home is worth, and from there you will be able to make an educated offer based on what you think the home's worth and what maybe what you can afford. Then there's a negotiation process that involves not only the price of the home but other terms. Who's going to pay for closing costs, to what extent, what is the timeline going to look like, the closing date, and then so we'll put all that into an offer and we'll send it off to the seller. Oftentimes that comes back in a counter offer, and there's a little bit of back and forth in the negotiation until we're under contract. Once we are formally under contract, I'll just kind of hit some of the high-level points that you'll see in the contract. The first will be the title work. That will come out very quickly, and that's pretty simple, generally speaking, and it's just a proof that the seller has the ability to deliver title to the buyer, that they don't have any outstanding liens or judgments on that property that will preclude them from selling the house to you. So obviously that happens first, and it happens fairly quickly. Shortly after that, you will have a home inspection, and a professional inspector will go through the home and check the gas, the electrical, the windows, the plumbing, every little misplaced item in terms of if there's a warped board, or they'll check the roof, they'll check the attic, they'll check the insulation. It's very thorough, and they will uncover any defect in the home. That's not to say that whatever they find the seller will automatically fix. Again, that becomes a negotiation process that I would be happy to tell you more about if you want to give me a call. So that's the second step. We go title work, we go inspection, and from there we head into the appraisal. Assuming we've made it through inspection, we head to the appraisal, and that's where a professional appraiser comes out, looks at comparables in the neighborhood, in the area, and gives the home a value. And that is, as you can imagine, a very important step as well. If the home appraises for more than the price we're under contract for, there's no issue. If it comes at the amount that we're at contract for, there's no issue. If it comes in below the amount we're under contract for, then there could be a couple things that have to happen. Either A, as a buyer, you may have to come up with more money down because the mortgage lender will not lend as much since the home is not worth as much. Or there's a potential as a buyer to stop the contract at that point. As you can imagine, in the extreme, if you're under contract for $200,000 and it appraises at $150,000, you obviously don't want to buy it for $200,000, so you get out. I would not have done my job if that were to ever happen, but just as a scenario, the appraisal is a major step in the process. Then the last big step before closing is what's called the loan conditions deadline. And at this point, we know that the house is okay, or that what's not okay, you will fix after you buy the home. We know that the home appraised for what we're paying for it. And so the last step is your loan. Is it coming together? Do you have the money necessary to bring to closing? Is the interest rate what you want it to be? Is your monthly payment with everything in where you want it? And assuming that is all a go, then we are headed to the closing table. And so as you can see, just trying to give you a brief overview of what the contract process looks like. A lot of first-time home buyers are curious to specifically what that looks like, so I just wanted to give you a brief overview. I'd be happy to visit with you in more detail on any of those points we talked about today, either A, getting approved for a mortgage, B, home criteria, what's available, how that works, or C, the contract process and what that looks like. I would be happy to visit with you, and hopefully before too long we can jump in the car and go look at some houses. Please give me a call. And again, I'm Brandon with RE/MAX Alliance.